we're back here at the GSL Codas with, that's right, that's a Protoss action figure. Because we have one Protoss left.
We do.
Can Killer do it?
We're going to melt down that Protoss figurine and turn it into another Terran one.
This is going to be hard. I think CoCa is really, really good.
Now, we have 3 Terrans that have advanced so far tonight. Now, this is a PVZ, but I do give it about 50% chance that another Terran will advance from this match.
He might just make it through there,
Killer switches a Terran and wins GSL. I'm like, I don't know.
I know. He's like, well, I don't know. I mean, look, there's this thing called the Marauder, and it can stim. That means that whenever you lose in a battle, you lose all your units. They can't get away in time. Killer. Look, if there's one guy who's going to be confident enough to move through this, it's going to be Killer.
He's definitely confident enough.
Yeah. I think I'm actually scooted in too close. Excuse me.
There's some cool things about this match. I've been talking about it all day. I think that Killer needs to do 7-gate timing like JYP did with +2. I think that's Forge expand into 7-gate, Blink Stalker, +2 attack. If you want to read more about that build, check out my new blog at scdojo.com.
Yeah, I read that actually this morning. It was great.
Oh, thank you.
And here is Killer right now, and he's looking good, man. He's actually a handsome guy.
He's unbelievably handsome.
And he's unbelievably charming. I can't tell you how charming this guy is.
He's a charming fellow.
He is. He is a charmer. But
he had a snake in a basket. He made it dance for us. I kid you not.
He's good, man. You know Lucky Charms? Well, he took all the Lucky Charms from the Leprechaun.
Yeah?
That Leprechaun, he makes cereal. I don't know why he makes cereal.
You know, I had a 3-legged clover, and I was showing it to Songho. And then he grabbed it out of my hands and then put it up in my ear and pulled it out, and it's a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, wow. I was actually looking at you trying, and I'm like, Dan, it's a 4-leaf clover, not a 3-leaf clover. Wow. All right. Well, the world is really watching right now, saying, is another Protoss actually going to bite the dust?
Well, you know, he has a decent number of games from CoCa to look at. CoCa is a player who really favors Infestors. But, of course, the Infestor nerf did come up recently, so we'll see if CoCa still favors those Infestors in this matchup.
Whoa, look at CoCa now. He might have out-handsomed Songho.
Yeah, actually. Really, I love the hair.
I love the hair.
It's just perfect.
He is ready. Now, he did beat top.
This is like the Archon eye for the straight guy.
This is the Archon eye for the straight guy. Yeah, you are so funny. All right. Well,
Pro Gamer makeover. It's pretty good.
Dude, I could give a good makeover, man.
I know.
You go shop with me, I'll show you the cool clothes to buy. All right, so here is CoCa.
It's actually true, Tasis. You took a little scraggly nerd Greg and turned him into the handsome beast he is now.
I did.
You did that. That was magical.
I'm a baller maker.
You are.
I just, I made him take off those overalls that had paint on him, a normal T-shirt, and, make him take down his pigtails,
Yeah.
And
let his hair out.
Let his hair hang down.
Showed him which tone.
And don't wear these really thick glasses. And then all of a sudden,
beautiful.
He was sexy.
Killer taking out Dual Sight. I'm actually not that surprised. That might be an anti-infestor move. That's definitely a map that...
Oh, yeah.
Infestors with broodlings there can be pretty scary. It's kind of wide open, hard to get a third. I mean, broodlings, what? Infested Terrans.
And it's not actually shocking to get rid of Crossfire either. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Crossfire is actually like a map that I can't imagine a Zerg being a Protoss on. You make like a couple colossus and it's like, well... You force them to mute it instantly. But anyways, Velshire Beach is pretty hard too.
All right, Killer wants this so bad.
He wants to become the Protoss of Legend, that's for sure.
Yes, he does want to become the Protoss Legend. And right now, let's face it, guys, if you watch GOMTV to learn Starcraft 2 and you're a Protoss player, you're the last. I mean, you're basically watching this tournament hoping the Killer gets as far as possible. Killer, from what I understand, has trained so unbelievably hard for this.
Yep.
He wants this so bad. But then again, he's up against CoCa. The Team Slayers is pretty good. Their players know how to prepare. Yep. All right, the game is now loaded, so get ready for Killer against CoCa here at the GSL Codas. in the bottom right, the last Protoss in the GSL, the Protoss Hope.
GSL Killer.
That may be the second last time we hear that voice.
That's Protosser. Please don't bungle this man.
We need you. We'll make you into a High Templar if you win this.
Oh, look at that.
It's got black lipstick on there.
I know. It's a goth TSL guy. He's like, I'm dark.
He's like, do you want to go play DDR?
Oh my God, you're so funny. Yeah, here is Slayer's CoCa. There's always that one goth guy who plays DDR.
Dude, a lot of them.
Instead about Jinro in that, I couldn't quite understand. Something like talk like Jinro. Now, no man, there's always that one goth kid that plays the DDR games.
Anytime you go to an arcade with DDR machines, man, he'll be there.
I was the kid of the arcade. I still am the who plays the fighting games. I'm that guy that like comes up to you and like you're like playing like you're like I'm gonna try to beat like Street Fighter vs X-Men like, and then like Tasis comes up like puts a coin. I don't even ask if I can play you because I don't actually care because you stupid foolish nerd. What are you doing in my arcade? And that's my machine. God damn it! And I put my coin in and it's not like see this is something you guys probably don't know in Asia. The arcades. When you don't actually see your opponent,
yeah,
they stand on the other side of the machine. They have their own arcade machine, but in the States,
well, that partially matters on which game it is as well.
Yeah, but I mean, like as a general rule,
yeah,
like,
definitely.
But in the States, you always have to share a machine, share a cabinet, which is like really awkward because you're playing like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and you're like spamming out all these buttons, like. There's like a guy and your arm keeps hitting him and stuff. It's really weird. By the way, I love the pylon over here.
Yeah.
I think if I had to practice, actually I've been doing this more and more on the ladder lately. It's so nice because you can just control the game, the flow of the game so much. You've limited so many more options from Zerg, and that means you have less to prepare against.
And Zerg wants options, man. 6 lings on their way. That cannon?
Cannon's actually not going to finish.
This is really bad news.
Oh my God!
Do it. Oh my God, he barely did not get that gateway up. He had just not enough minerals as he got there, and now there's 5
Well,
rings
this
of space.
is actually just terrible, guys.
This is a bad scenario. This is definitely a bad scenario. It's going to take him a long time to get his Zealot out to help deal with these. He's got to micro perfectly. He's going to lose a lot of mining time.
Can I just point out, we've had way too many Protosses actually not get their cannon up at the right time?
Well, Protosses are greedy. That's for sure.
Now his control is fairly good. The problem is you see how many probes he has to stop mining from this?
And, ooh, he does not lose one yet.
I almost wanted to say, well, I was like, is that actually too late there? But I thought, no, that couldn't possibly be the case considering how much he said he was preparing. And guys, you guys can whine all you want about imbalance, but this is actually like a Protoss player who just did not actually have his cannon up at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, if he had made the gateway, it would have been fine. A lot of times you just plug the wall. Definitely a mistake by a killer, though. Oh, loses a probe.
First probe he's lost.
Oh, no.
Oh,
wow,
nice, killer.
Very well done. He's actually microing his probes exquisitely. Oh, could have done.
Well, I mean, killer was just like right there. He's like, no, don't. I am going to win this game. The Protoss race.
By the way, CoCa taking a 3rd base immediately, still no gas, so he is going to have an absolutely insane economy.
Protoss is all around the world watching. Zeratul stayed up all night for this. He had a little party. He got a bunch of beers and stuff, but now he's so drunk he's not going to remember this game. He's going to realize he has a drinking problem.
The problem with the DT drinking goes right through him.
You're funny, Artosis.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, as long as he keeps these Zerglings running in circles, he's going to have complete information.
Well, Killer needs to actually stop chasing them with 2 Zealots. You leave a Zealot somewhere to intercept. You don't just chase with 2. Because guess what? If 1 doesn't catch, 2 won't catch. Sorry.
All right, is he going to see the Robo Bay here?
That's a very quick Robo Bay. Okay, and he's also going up to 4 gases. All right, so there's a few different things that could be going on here. We might be seeing one of these insane DT moves like Sage did, where you drop 4 DTs with a Warp Prism. But I don't think that's it because we don't have the, the Twilight Council up. What I think is quite likely here You might see an Observer first. And, well, I was going to say we'll see a Sentry Job, because you actually can do really interesting Sentry Jobs, but we don't have enough gateways right now for Killer. So, I mean,
he
that's
may
going
just
to
be
be
waiting
kind of
until he
late.
gets rid of all those, you know,
Okay, he's actually going straight Colossus off one gate. Interesting.
You might want to do a 2-base all-in here. Now, again, I don't think, you know, seeing that Robo-Bay right away is going to do that much for him. He's still probably confused. Like, I don't know what's actually going on. He did not see the support bay. He just saw the robotics facility. I'm sorry, I called it Robo-Bay like a minute ago. That's not what I meant.
It's all right.
Guys, I just want you to like me.
Calm down, Tasteless. Cops aren't after you.
Not yet.
No.
All right. So
If this was Minority
like,
Report, there'd be people dropping from the ceiling right now.
Oh, yeah, man. Okay, so here's where this game is going to get a little bit weird here for Killer. Is that the Zerg actually has a massive supply lead.
Yeah.
Like a massive one. Whatever he's trying to do, CoCa should be prepared for it.
Yeah, this is, I wonder if he's going to use this to take a third, or he's just going to go ahead and hit a timing here. You know, he might add a couple more gates in a little bit and just try to hit a big Colossus timing, maybe 3 Colossus total. You know, there are some pretty cool builds you can do with that +1 attack, a few Colossi, normally 3, and then just pure Stalkers. That's a pretty powerful army. And I do notice he has not made any sentries yet.
All right, so he's actually going to do a timing, 2-base timing.
It
He'll
looks
probably
like
move
it.
out with like 3 Colossuses or something.
We have 51 probes to 58 drones, rather.
Okay.
But of course, 3 base for CoCa, so his mining is better.
You know, one thing is that CoCa's pretty smart, so he's probably saying, all right, I know I did enough damage to you early on. What you're probably going to do is just a 2-base all in. You know what I mean? You don't
And in fact, oh my god, another Robotasis.
Oh, interesting.
Wow, and a Spire goes up. That's bad. That is bad news.
Yeah,
Stasis.
he's not going to have any Stalkers.
Yeah, I mean, if CoCa goes Mutas, that's bad enough. If he goes Corruptors, he'll be able to kill the Colossi very simply.
We saw the Colossus. Time to destroy this warp gate.
And I think this is actually going to be a Mutalisk build, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's got all his gases and everything.
Yeah. Mutalisk builds have gotten a lot of play recently on the Korean server since they infested America.
All right, now, in fairness, the Spire's not done yet.
Yeah.
So okay, but he's not actually moving.
Yeah, I don't think it's time yet. You know, he's at 100 supply against 145. He has to know he's not up there in supply. And he's building so many Colossi, man. I hope he decides to stop at some point and only make Stalkers. Because otherwise, we're just going to see the most one-sided.
Well, he might not even actually need Corruptors. I mean, he can actually make like a dozen Mutas and be like,
oh,
no.
He's actually going to take a base. So it looks like we are not going to see any sort of all-in, which is actually good for Protoss fans out there, because I think that would be very doomed to failure. If I was going to call him Trickster. Killer just plays some zoning defense with his Colossi, makes a very strong composition, hits 200 supply off the base. He definitely has a shot. But we actually have Corruptors being made, so it's going to be a Roach Corruptor build, actually, huh? I really thought we were going to see Mutas. You know, when it's such a big map, Mutas can be quite great.
Yeah, I think Mutas are perfect on this map. Damn, look, he is so good with his creep spread. These Zergs are just getting better and better.
Yeah, they're going to get scarier, too. That's just going to happen as people get better. Creep's going to be in your natural as you're going Nexus first, man. That's what's
You're
going to
like,
happen.
oh, crap. Right, Zerglings are moving out now. This Zealot not even going to attack before he dies. Looks like he was doing stretches with his legs.
And, well, a decent number of Corruptors out. In fact, a lot more on the way. Really smart by CoCa.
Yeah, all he has to do is overproduce Corruptors.
Yeah, and he's maxing out with this next round. So
he's like, guess what? Brood Lords.
Yep.
And the game ends.
You know, I think what we're going to see is just an attack as soon as these units pop out for CoCa. He's
just
hitting
gonna
his max.
whittle him down.
Yeah, well, max against 150, especially when you have that many Corruptors, like, you are going to kill every Colossus there. And when all the Colossus are done, that's what he put all his money into. So that is really bad news.
He's the toughest Zealot.
A lot of Corruptors out on the map. 10 of them in fact.
Gosh, I think he actually... Well, if he,
There's a lot of
I don't know.
stalkers. He has enough force fields, and everything on the ground will die pretty quickly if he tries to wash up against it.
Yeah, I mean, even okay.
Oh
he's gonna
boy. Well, here we go, Tasteless. Killer really has to target down some of these corruptors and force field away as much as he can, so that the roaches don't deal damage to his stalkers. And this is
Oh man, yeah, this breaks my heart, but you know, here's a couple mistakes happened. First of all, he should actually want the ground army to engage when he had all the Colossus up. You know what I mean? He pushed him back, and although in fairness, he's actually going to survive this attack.
yeah, he's gonna survive. Kills off the Colossus, in fact. I mean the
Corruptors,
whatever they are. Those flying things that shoot stuff. And well, he is making another Colossus. 74 Spite of 153. That's pretty hard to sugarcoat this one. A bunch of Hydras on the way. Hydras are pretty good against something that has no splash damage.
Oh, what? Oh. Looks like we missed this.
Oh, but his probes actually lived. He ran them away.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
Oh, wait, those are actually, no, he's lost a lot of probes. He's at 42 probes.
Oh, actually, I think he's dead, man.
Yeah, a huge attack at Killer's third.
GG. Oh my God.
Darn.
Well, look, I mean, just wash his mouth with
The blood of the Killer.
yes. Nom 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 nom. Get that in between the teeth. Look, Killer screwed up the start of the game. That's actually where this game ended.
Yeah,
Ghostling's
letting
gotten
those
a
links
base.
in was not good. I don't like the strategy Killer employed, actually. You know, it's cool to go Colossus and start expanding, but when your opponent smells that there are that many Colossus on the map, he can overproduce Corruptors, and you've actually spent too much.
You know, the other factor as well is that, you know, he saw those Corruptors there. He knew at that moment, he's like, I will lose every single Colossus here.
Yeah.
You want to have all those Colossus or Colossi do the damage immediately. Engage the roaches. Yeah, you actually want to engage. He like made a bunch of force fields and made it impossible for the impossible for the roaches to get near him. But you actually want the roaches to get near you because they're going to be the ones that are going to.
Well, you know, he definitely needed to slaughter off the ground army if he was going to lose all those Colossus. Like, slaughter it off.
Yeah.
And that just did not happen. CoCa hitting a very nice timing there at his max, knowing that Killer would be behind. Killer's going to have to bring a better build. And I think this next map is going to be better for him. Belshire Beach, one of the best maps for ZVP.
It's easier for Zerg.
Yeah.
You get to expand, not necessarily towards your opponent. Yeah. You actually get to expand
you think
in
Lings
opposite
on
directions.
creep are quick? Lings on creep underwater?
Oh. They did a little quick dog paddle.
Well, Antigua Shipyard will be our next map.
All right, let's see if Killer can come back. He needs to win the next 2 games. CoCa only needs to win 1. And Artosis just blew his nose, and it sounded like a baby elephant. Yeah, I can hear it through my headset. I don't know what you're saying now, man. You got to put your headset on, man. I can't hear you. All right, the map will be Antigua Shipyard. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the mic, but Artosis does sound like a baby elephant when he blows his nose.
Baby elephants are kind of cute, but not as cute as people say.
Yeah, they're not as cute as like baby penguins, for instance.
Oh, of course not. Jeez.
All right, so can Killer do it? Every Protoss player. Frankly, I think everybody in the world right now is rooting for Killer, as it would just be so painful to see not a single Protoss, or the final and only Protoss, not advance. So get ready for an excellent game coming up here in the GSL Codas. Killer, show us how to win as Protoss. CoCa.